Alright, yeah, working on the old Brownwall here again, and it's pretty much ready to assemble. You know, right now it's just lightly bolted together so I know where everything goes, but it's almost ready for Mike to get it turn it into a running engine. But a few things I have to do before he gets here. We got to make a gasket back here. There is no head gasket because this whole cylinder comes off. So that's like a base. So it doesn't have to be like head gasket material, just regular gasket will do fine. And then just one gasket up here where the intake is. And we should be fine. But I got to disassemble everything, take the fan off, take the oiler off, the spark plug, all that stuff. I got to take the whole thing apart. But anyway, yeah, last night I was looking at this. This here's a part. You know, it's nice when you come across something like this. You know, usually when you run into old engines and stuff, you run into stuff that's all hacked to pieces. And this here is a custom-made, handmade part by somebody, and they took some pride in it. It's the latch-out mechanism. You know, they actually made this thing come up and hook like that, and made a flat up here. I don't know what the flat is for. You know, they must have put that up there for a reason. You know, it must have been in the way of something. But anyway, when I was taking the paint off of this, I wire wheeled it, and there must have been epoxy on it, and I took all the epoxy off, and it was like gouges and stuff. So the guy took enough pride in this piece to finish it off by putting epoxy in it and making it look good. So what I did last night is I put more epoxy back in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I put it on smooth enough that you really don't have to sand it, but I'm going to sand it and make it smooth and then paint it. I don't know if I'm going to paint it or not, because it goes up here, and it sits on that little pin, and then it rides. This piece rides on here, so when the governor's open, it pushes this thing out here. I think where my thumb is the latch out, and that's down there. But like I say, it's fun to run into something like this where somebody took enough time to take pride and make a part like that. So we're going to make that right. But for now, I'm just going to disassemble this whole front end, and we'll make a couple gaskets, and then we'll figure out where we go from there. Alright, I'll throw these up on a tripod you could watch. This cylinder is held on with 2 bolts and 2 studs. So to make it easier to put this gasket on, I'm going to take these studs out. There we go. We'll use the old double nut, lock it on method. There's nothing wrong with that thread, but don't go on very easy. There we go. we go. Alright, I'm trying to stay out of your way. Mind your way. So what if I go over here? Mind your way over here? Yeah, that's a little better. Right, you ain't gonna learn nothing if you can't see nothing, right? Alright, okay, another one. Look at that. How easy that is. Whew. Alright, I'm going to take the other stud out. You already know how to take it out, right? Alright, this is how I get a perfect gasket. This is a pretty thick piece of gasket here, but we're going to use it anyway. Alright, what I'm going to do is put it up here, and I'm going to use this hole down here because these here, they deaden out. You can't. They're not through holes, but these are through holes here. So what I'm going to do is pretty much got it centered. I'm just going to take a pencil and put it in that hole. And then I'll show you. I'm going to punch a hole in there, and that'll get us started. Okay. Okay, I don't know so if you can see it, but right there is two holes because I moved the paper by accident. But we're going to use this hole here. Alright, let me point the camera down to the table. Hold on. Alright, yeah, I want to start with a nice hole. And I got a set of this 9-piece punch set. You'll very rarely hear me mention Harbor Freight, but you know, because most of their stuff is junk, but they do have good stuff, and this here is a good one. It's Lifetime carbide punch set. You know, and it's not cheap. You know, it's $40. You know, but then you get your 20% off or whatever, and your free flashlight. But anyway, it's to me, it's well worth the money. It's well made. It's made in China. It says made in China, but you know, they make whatever you pay them to make. So you could actually punch steel with this, but I use it to punch gaskets. Let's see if I can fit it in here. All right, this is a 7/16 hole here. Okay. If you got headphones on, turn them down. All right, so we get a nice hole. Okay. Look at that, perfect hole, perfect 7/16 hole. Okay. Like I said, I usually don't mention Harbor Freight, but well worth the money to me. Oh, I didn't mean to kick you guys. All right, let's move back over to the engine and show you what we're gonna do. All right, let me get where's that bolt at? All right, got a 7/16 bolt here, and I'm actually gonna bolt that on there to keep this piece from moving. There we go. Actually going to tighten it down. Hold on. Okay. Alright. Now, that's pretty good. I like it where it's at. Don't tighten it too much. Alright, now I know there's another hole right here. And I can actually feel it. One of my subscribers, Tom, made me this thing, and I see him at shows all the time. He showed it to me. He says, "You know what that is?" And I looked at it. I said, "I don't know. What the hell is that?" But anyway, it's a ball, and you put that on the hole and hit it with a hammer. I can feel a little indent right now. And you hit that with a hammer, and it'll actually indent that. You know, you hit it. A lot of people hit these with the ball peen and everything like that, but you get this. You put it right there, and that sounds pretty good. Okay. For some reason, it's not. cutting the bottom there. Okay, here we go. Okay, see, that was my fault. Alright, let me take that out and turn you back on and get my hammer. I dropped my hammer. Alright, sorry for the inconvenience there. Let me get this other one. I gotta use washers on this one because this bolt don't go all the way through. Alright, that'll just keep everything from walking. Then you get your hammer. And you can see it's cutting up here. But like I say, this is a thick gasket. Some people use this, and to me it doesn't matter really. Our washer's going to give us trouble here. I'm going to move it. I'll probably switch. I'm going to switch bolts. I'm going to turn you off and switch bolts on you. Oh no, I can't because it's long. Alright, I can't do that. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. See, now down here I don't have a lip, so I'm going to have to take this off and flip it. And when I do that, I can cut that. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Before I flip it, I must do the inside too, right? It's tough to see where you are with this because of the pattern on this gasket. Oh, hold on. Let me get that. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, I got the center part cut out. Pretty good. Happy with that. And I got all these edges here cut. Alright, where's your wrench? I'm going to turn these off so you don't have to watch me unbolting all this stuff. And then we'll flip it upside down. Alright. Well, just about unbolted there. Okay. Spin that baby around. See, I don't know if you noticed, but down here I really have no lip to cut it, to cut the edge. That's why we're doing this. And like I say, this gasket's pretty thick. If you have a thinner gasket, it's you get a much better cut, and it's a lot easier. I say it don't seem to be all that round, but it is. Just wasn't pulled up. I'm sure other guys do it other ways, gluing it on and stuff like that, but this is how we're doing it. Yeah, this ain't as crisp as other ones I made, but it'll do the job. Alright, I'm going to take that off of there and we'll get a better look at it. Oh, you know what? Why don't we put the holes in here while we're here, right? Okay. Got that one. Okay. Get this one over here. There we go. Actually, I could have just indented it and then put it in my little Harbor Freight tool there. It's old school here, right? Alright, let's take it off and look it over. Alright, yeah, the gasket came out alright. You know, like Mike was saying, he says you probably really don't need a gasket because you know, this cylinder wall goes all the way through, and all that does, it just holds it in place. So it actually looks better without a gasket. We'll see what Mike says when he gets here. But it did have one. Here's the old one right here. You know, and it had one. That don't mean it's supposed to have one. That's what happens when you get these old engines. You just don't know. You know, you just gotta play it by ear. So we'll see. The gasket's here if he wants to use it. If he don't, like I said, I kind of like it without it, but nice tight fit anyway. It is 4 studs. You know, I thought they were bolts because the other 2 came out with the nuts on them. So, all right. I'll set this on here. See, it looks a whole lot better without the gasket, but I'll paint that black, that gasket. Alright, so what we got to do now is I'm going to make this, and that's going to be a thinner. I'm going to use a thinner piece of gasket material. But we're going to need one here. Let me find some material. Alright, yeah, I made this gasket for the mixer here, and that was a lot easier. I mean, that was a nice thinner gasket and stuff. That popped right out. It's funny how the outside of it isn't round, so I had to mark here, SP spark plug with a little arrow. You know, the holes line up, but like I say, the outside is out of round. You see a big gap there, big hangover here. So that goes on like that, the right and wrong way. Yeah, I've been thinking about this, and I'm going to talk to Mike, and I'm sure Mike will agree because he's the one that sort of said you really don't need that gasket. So I think we're gonna do away with this gasket because it don't seal anything, you know. And there's not really any oil that slops up here. If anything, maybe we'll just put a thin coat of you know, silicone or something, you know, RVT, whatever they call it, and it'll be a nice clean machine, tight fit. So we made that for nothing, but at least we've seen how they're made, right? Right. All right. A little dirt bike's on his way over. Him and Daddy dirt bike, and when he gets here, I think I'll have him help me with this fan blade because if you recall, I never did crush the back half of these rivets because I need somebody to hold this, so we'll maybe we'll do that. Alright, we'll see you when he gets here. There goes my dinner now. Oh Christ.
Say hey to the tubes, I'm making a video.
Oh yeah. That's how that is?
Just kidding, buddy.
Alright. Alright, here comes my dinner. We'll catch you guys later. Alright. Yeah, we're done eating, and me and little dirt bike got to take his fan off, and I just have to take these back rivets. What are you doing?
Well, I was going to check this gas tank out for you. You know,
Are you doing a colonoscopy?
Yeah, I got this borescope, and I was going to see if we could see how bad the tank is in there, but I don't think it's going to work, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, how about that? That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
It would have been.
Oh well.
But, oh well, such is life.
My hole's too tight.
You know, they make other ones, you know.
Yeah.
Like plug into a smartphone. We could always try that. You know, I don't know how, if you think it's that bad or you think it'll be alright.
Yeah, like I say, you can't really say it.
Yeah.
So, alright, let's take his fan off. Alright. Yeah, me and little dirt bike, we, I don't know if it's going to focus in there, buddy. Here we go. Yeah, this one here, it was easy to do because there's a crack here. And our drift pin almost went straight down. And then come to the next one, buddy. This one here was a little tougher because we're getting it on an angle, but it was doing a good enough job. So now we're going to put you guys on a tripod and we'll show you how we're doing it and hope it works. Alright, I don't know how well you guys can see, but like I say, with that pulley in the way, it's pretty tough. You guys alright over there? How's it look, buddy? Still in there?
Yeah, maybe a little more.
Okay, we're losing our other rivet there. I think it's doing the job. See if you can pull that rivet out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's good enough.
All right.
Try that one. Like I say, if I couldn't get this drift pin in there, I would have just glued it in because at this point the back ones are just for looks. It's funny. At a certain point, you feel it moving better.
Mhm.
I'm worried about cracking the rest of this, you know, because I'm up against it. How's it look?
A
little more?
Yeah, it needs more.
Okay. Okay. Make sure you apply down pressure on it, buddy. Alright, that looks good.
It ain't moving anymore.
Alright. We're going to call that good.
Alright.
Alright, good enough, huh? Alright. Alright. Yeah, them guys went home, and before they left, the little dirt bike helped me lift this down and put it on the ground here. Because I'm pretty much done with it. Now, just have to get Mike over here when you get some time. You know, he's busy as heck, if you know what I mean. And even when he finally gets to it, he's got quite a bit of work to do. You know, he's got to hone his cylinder and, you know, shim all the connecting rods and crank and the valves. He has to lap the valves. Got to hook up a fuel system. And then he's got to, he's pretty much got the governor system there figured out, but you never know what you're going to run into, you know. You know, I don't think there is a manual for this thing, and he's just got to guess, you know. He's pretty smart when it comes to figuring stuff out, but, you know, it's still a lot of trial and error. So that's where we're at with that. And I appreciate everybody watching. And like I say, we'll see you in the next one.